Yo guys, what is going on? It's Hidan, your favorite mummy on the internet. And for today guys, we're gonna cover a psychotherapist giving his opinion on the red pill movement, which I would rather call the red pill philosophy. I don't think it's a movement. But with that being said guys, let's see what these people have to say. And by the way, it's the first time I'm watching this. I haven't watched it yet. I figured it's better if I give my opinion on the go.
Too many red pill alpha guru types take advantage of attachment issues to score cash from wounded men and encourage them to embrace their attachment wounds even further. It turns into a cult of people convinced their wounds are sacred truths.
Man, I catch a lot of flack because people come in at me and say, that's not what red pill's about. And they're right.
Yeah, because it's not.
It's not. Red pill is supposed to be evolutionary psychology applied to relationships so that you can be healthy and love each other, love your wife, love your husband based on biological imperatives.
Honestly, you can think about biology, you can think about psychology, philosophy, you can think of everything you want, but a big part of the red pill movement is not based on any of these ideas. It can be, but not always. What happens with a lot of dudes is they were born and they were taught to be blue-pilled, and so they tried to stick relationships. They had, they tried to get girls, they tried to, live a normal life, eventually have a wife, and they figured along the way that all of this that they've been taught doesn't work. They figured that a lot of women don't want good guys, a lot of women are not get scared of when you try to talk about the future and about securing the relationship. And eventually the smart, I would say, individuals learn that that's not how the dating world works. And I'm not calling blue pill guys stupid. I would rather say blind or misguided. I mean, you really have to be blind to make the same error twice and 3 times and 4 times and not realize that it's not how things work. Okay, the red pill movement is, as in the movie The Matrix, just learning about the truth. And it doesn't take a lot, gentlemen. You don't have to be a really wise man. You don't have to have 40 years of experience. A lot of guys of the red pill movement, I call it movement, philosophy, are young. They're 20 years old, they're 21 years old. They're really young. Because they realize, wait a minute, everything that I've been taught throughout my life doesn't work. It's not how things develop. It's not what women want. It's not how women behave. Let's keep watching.
Within men and women. That's what it's supposed to be. In effect, when you become a red pill guru, to make money off of these people, you say...
It's really bold to state that, to presume that all red pill content creators are in it for money, because they try to profit out of, red pill guys. I mean, I'm sure some of them are, but honestly, you just don't go to a gaming channel and you say, you're playing these games only so you can cash people who play that game as well. Or you don't go to a music channel, and say, you're doing all this music because you want to cash people. People just usually start their channels and talk about the things they talk because they are interested in it. And of course, there are people who do it only for money. But, the reason that I'm here personally is because throughout my life, I've been interested in these topics. I didn't simply one day say, the best way for me to cash people is the red pill community. Even so, matter of fact, if you really want to do it for the money, it's much better to be a blue pill guy. They have more followers, more people agree with them. The red pill community is not as big, it's smaller. So if it's for money, there are much better ways to make money. It's a really bold statement to just say that, all the red pill quote-unquote gurus are doing it for money. When, of course, you don't do that with everyone else. I mean, I could say that this video is made to profit out of people who are blue pill and don't agree with the red pill. It's really a stupid statement.
No, dude, you're right. Women are scum. They'll never really love you. They are just there for the things.
Guys, sorry to be pausing it so much. No, women are not scum. Some women are scum. And some men are scum as well. The difference is that men being scum is more of an individualistic thing, where women being scum, or let's call it not dating material, is influenced a lot by womanism, which mainly flourishes in the West. If you live in other countries and other parts of the world, maybe the red pill will not be as appealing, because honestly, in other parts of the world, it's not as hard. It's still hard, and there's still women indoctrinated by womanism, which essentially is a toxic philosophy that makes women narcissistic, that makes them quote unquote empowered, which just stands for an unpleasant individual, uh, that is head over heels. Yeah, not all women are scum, but some women are scum. And this is why the red pill exists, because if all women were dating material, the red pill would not exist. It wouldn't have a base. Let's keep watching, guys. I hope I will not pause it all the time. Sorry.
Things you do for them, so you should just make them do good things for you and take advantage of those insecure women, have sex with them on the first date, and never call them again, because screw them. That's what they're teaching, and those guys.
Honestly, we're not teaching that. At least for myself, guys, I never recommend this. I think it's something even bad for men to be just hooking up with broken people. But you have to understand, it's what some men are left. You are just left with that. There are cities in which the percentage of undating material is so high for women, where the only thing you are left to do as a man is either A, look for a good woman, which may take months, years, or never, or you have to use them. It's the only options. Now, do I advise that you use women? No. But, I can understand why people do it. They're left with no other choice. In some parts of the world, it's incredibly hard to have a relationship, which honestly, a lot of guys want.
Come in believing there's nothing better, and they hear that message and say, wow, they feel like I feel, but they're turning it around. I'm not the piece of crap. Everybody else is the piece of crap. So it's okay. They owe me. They owe me this. So they go out and start using that. And all that does is create a whole society of damaged, hurt women who go back and act exactly the same. And those nice guys get hurt and then start looking for the red pill community and say, man, all these terrible things have happened. It's a self-perpetuating cycle between men and women, and that's all it is. You don't stop it.
You are correct here, except the one thing you miss is it's women who started this. It's not men who started to take advantage of women, and then women, became womanists and became undating material, and then men continued. No, it's women who started with all this narcissism. This is due not only to womanism, but to the internet, because time ago women didn't have as much power, and essentially they weren't as narcissistic. They still picked men, they still needed men. But what happens now is the average woman, okay, just an average woman, has at the tip of her fingers 30 to 40 guys. It's like an inflation, guys. You know how when money is let's say copy pasted, you get an inflation because people get all this money that they didn't deserve. They didn't do anything to achieve it, and so money devaluates. Okay, it's an inflation for women of power. They didn't deserve this power. They are not the most attractive girl in town. They are not the most pleasant individual. They don't have the most things going on for them. It's an inflation of power over, I can choose 30 to 40 men and I didn't deserve it in any way. And so it's an inflation. It devaluates women. It devaluates the chances they have, because they think that all women are all men are at the tip of their fingers. They think that they deserve the top 5% of men, and they don't. So you got it backwards, my friend. It's women who started due to the, this inflation of power, to be extremely entitled and to think that they deserve a top percentage of men, and to be, chasing the bad boys because they feel entitled to them. This is what started the whole thing. Men didn't start to immediately, from one day to another, hey, let me, instead of wanting a family, let me just start to hook up with all women.
Until you fix the actual problems, which is not what red pill gurus do to make money.
Well,
They're there to make money off stuff.
The equivalent on the female side is radical feminism, right? It's
Yep,
not as
correct.
if red pill is the only route to this. There is an equal polarity on the other side of the fence, which is, man, I've gone onto some of the Reddit threads. I can't remember what they're called. It's not women's rights. It's not r/women's rights, but it's one of those. It might be the female red pill or something like that, or the pink pill or some shit. And you go on there and you think, this is just as bad as what you see in some of the meninism, manosphere spaces.
The difference between the red pill and whatever these women have, just say womanism. The difference between the red pill and womanism is that red pill is a continuation, let's say, or a reaction to womanism. The red pill wouldn't exist if women were not entitled. Again, I mentioned this before. The red pill exists because women decided to, become entitled and become undating material. It's a choice they make. Men, even though they are part of the red pill, like a lot of men are part of the red pill because they realize there are no good women left, or in an extreme low percentage that are taken already. Men wouldn't be in such high numbers in the red pill if there were still good women out there.
It is, and you know what? It doesn't have to be. And my areas, I mean, I'm in touch with all kinds of like masculinity coaches and all the like cringeworthy names that you would have, and some of them are the best men you would ever meet, who actually pull men up out of this and say, "No, dude, fix your behavior. You're finding bad women because you are a bad man." And they make the men fix themselves. Women, there's some women doing the same thing on their side, trying to fix it. Until you have that fix between the balance of the sexes and get back to our biological imperatives and understand what they mean and fix them and fix the attachment, nothing's going to get better. But yeah, man, there are grifters on both sides, and they are happy to take advantage of those attachment issues. They will take all your money all day long and tell you that what you're feeling is normal and that you should embrace it and get worse so you can pay them more.
Man, I can see the allure of it.
Again, I don't understand why you're so focused on the money. A lot of people are not doing it for money. Again, yes, some are. I don't know who is, but yes, some are, just like in every type of content. But the main focus of the red pill and why it even started, gentlemen, there was no single person who started the red pill. It was just men, a lot of men coming together to the same realization. It's not a single person who started it. This is not a business. It's not a company. Again, I just don't understand why you focus so much on the money, honestly. Like, what do you think? That this is like some type of, guys, buy my book, it will make you really successful, or tutorial on how to grow your YouTube channel? This is a philosophy that many people share. It's not a business.
There's the in my less gracious moments when I felt jilted or insulted or not wanted or whatever, I can see those areas of me that would become seduced by that sort of talking point. You have this hurt man who feels like the world has done him wrong, and it's much easier to create a conspiracy around an entire gender that this is women at large, as opposed to maybe you just chose a shitty one, man, or maybe you just rolled a bad hand. Maybe it was unfortunate luck or poor timing, or maybe the particular combination of circumstances, a little bit of you and a lot of them, or a lot of them and a little. What?
Yeah, or maybe, just maybe 80% of women are like this. And I just said a random number. Maybe it depends on where you live in. Maybe 90% of women are like this. Guys, honestly, like for myself, I live in a part of the world where it's not extremely hard to find a good woman. So, but I've lived in other parts of the world, and I can totally see this. And the USA is probably the worst country in which you can find good women, because the womanism has spread so far there. So I totally understand guys that literally say it's impossible. Because let's presume that a country has 50% of not dating material women and 50% of dating material. And I'm being extremely optimistic, guys. I'm being extremely optimistic. Out of this 50%, of women that are good material, you have to consider that a lot of them will be taken. All right, a lot of them will be already taken, already in relationships. So you're left with an even smaller percentage of dating material. And out of these women, of course, you have to consider age. You have to consider compatibility. Not every woman who is dating material is necessarily for you. And so it leaves men with a really, really slow and tiny percentage of women who they can form a family with or a good relationship with. And guys, this is the example where 50% of women, we presume that 50% of women are dating material. You talk about the USA, you talk about the West. Do you think that 50% of women are dating material? Honestly, I have to hold in my laughter here. And most men, this is the problem. Yeah, some men are scum. Some men are, just want to play women. Some men don't want anything serious. Some men are imbeciles, of course. But talking about the full percentage, men as a whole, they still want to form families. They still want serious relationship. They still want to be loyal. And women don't have the same percentage of women that want this. Why? Again, because there is an inflation of power. Women have been given so many options, and womanism has made these options that women have make them feel entitled. So you can't look me in the eyes and say with a straight face that the percentage of good men and women is equal. No, it's not. And this is why the red pill movement exists, because this extremely low percentage of good women is not enough for all the men. And men look everywhere, left, right, and center for good women, and they don't find any.
Whatever. That caused a bad situation to come out of it. And for some reason, it's more comforting to believe that this is a pandemic at large that only affects one half of the population.
It's, and both sides say it. Both sides, feminists say every man is a potential rapist, and men say every woman is a potential divorce rapist. She'll take all your money. Both sides do it, and there's a lot of money in it. There's a lot of political power in it. Both political parties are deeply invested in these things.
Okay, just to mention, men don't say that all women will divorce you. Men say, well, the red pill movement says that all women can divorce you, and all women have the possibility to divorce you and take your crap. Gentlemen, 70% of divorces, or more than 70% at this point, are initiated by women. This is a fact. And let me not get even started with the child custody, okay? I think if I recall correctly, like 90% of child custody goes to women. So keeping in mind these statistics, do you really want to marry a woman that can divorce you and ruin your life? Yeah, not every woman is going to do it, but are you willing to take the risk?
And whole nations are turning on these ideas. It's not just the internet, it's the world right now.
Yeah, there's meme culture is so fucking smart, man. I'm sure that you'll have seen this one. It's these two dudes, these two black illustrations of guys with beards, and it says, "A woman hurt me and I never made up about it. We should call ourselves alpha males," and then they just walk away. And you think, fuck, man, like the main problem that I have with the red pill space is that almost none of the guys that are in that space look to me like the alpha males that I would want to follow. None of them embody the sort of actual, genuine integrity, trustworthiness, honor, sensitivity, genuine masculinity. None of the guys embody that. It's just, I don't know. It's the equivalent of a girl replacing beauty with a boob job and lip fillers. You know, it's all it's all front, no substance. Does that make sense?
Very much, absolutely. Because the understanding red pill, it's really just evolutionary psychology that's applied. That's all it is. Taking it on and saying, "I am a red pill man," means you have got stuck there. If you get out of a bad relationship, you should learn evolutionary psychology about what women actually biologically want from you and about attachment. You should learn those things. Red pill is right now the only place where men can speak these old truths that fathers would have said to their sons, like, "Well, son, let me tell you about women."
Just a second. The problem that men have is not that they don't know what women want, because most women want a traditional man. And men don't have a problem with being traditional. Men don't have a problem with providing. They don't have a problem with taking girls on dates. They don't have a problem with being a gentleman and opening doors, etc. The problem that men have is that women don't want to be traditional. They expect men to be traditional, but they don't want to be traditional themselves. They want to be empowered and boss babes, and they want to flirt with guys on their social apps, and they want to dress for other men, and they don't want to contribute to the family, etc. And about this alpha thing, I can sort of understand these guys. Personally, I don't like calling alpha male. I don't like this whole thing. For me, the red pill is just opening your eyes to reality. It's not about being an alpha chat. It's not about playing woman. It's not about let me try and get as much woman as I can. I mean, if you want to do that, good for you. But the red pill at its core is not about being an alpha chat and taking advantage of the situation that women are easy, because women are easy. I mean, if you're a chat, if you want to just get a woman, this is the easiest time for you. Because centuries ago, in order to get with a woman, you had to do a lot of things. And in order to get, women had self-respect. They wanted something serious. And they realized that if they spread their legs on the first date, they're not going to get that something serious, So back in the day, it was a lot harder to get women. Now it's extremely easy. You just have to shower them with a few compliments. You just have to show off. And basically, you can hook up on the first date with a lot of women. It's extremely easy. But again, for me, that's not what the red pill is about. It's not about taking advantage of the situation because women are easy. It's about, just open your eyes, realize the situation, and decide what you want to do with it.
Red pill is the only area men can go to hear that now, because we don't have relationships with our fathers or grandfathers or uncles anymore. We don't have male-only spaces. Red pill is the only area where they can do that. So they go there and they learn these things, and the men who are good and healthy, I shouldn't say good people, but they're healthy, they move on. They learn it, and then they move on into something else. They move into their church system, or they move into an honor culture with an honor tribe online. They move into masculinity groups instead of red pill groups. They move into married men support groups where they're building each other up, good ones. They move into fraternities and things like, and programs like.
Talking about marriage, guys, a lot of Taylor's subscribers are married men. The red pill is not just guys who, are single and they can't get women and etc. No, a lot of red pill guys are married men. Still, the red pill is about opening your eyes. That's it. You can be married, you can be single, you can want to be single forever, or maybe you're in search of a girlfriend, of a wife, etc. So, you make the red pill as in contrast of masculinity when there's nothing like it. I mean, masculinity is not the opposite of the red pill.
Like that, they don't get stuck and say, oh, I'm a red pill man. I mean, when you do that, that means you really are stuck and you really need to move out of that group. It's a good on-ramp, but it's not the highway.
And we can replace red pill with extreme feminism, right? And
yeah,
basically get the exact same situation coming out of it. Have you looked at black pill or the incel culture much?
I've worked with a lot of them. I know a lot of them. Not that like incel's a movement, but I mean, I know a lot of dudes who are incel. I know a lot of dudes who are black pill. Those can be two different things.
Yeah.
It hurts. It hurts when they're going through, and I understand a lot of it's built on attachment issues. Not all of it, but a lot of incel things are built on attachment issues, and they don't understand how or why. And they do need applied evolutionary psychology to understand, like, why are women not attracted to me? Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about what women biologically want. And then let's talk about the cultural things that are also in tune. And we can get you a girlfriend, man. I teach courses. I teach dudes how to get girlfriends, and it works like that. How to get married. I had one dude, I taught him how to get married. He went from, man, I don't know how to do this. He got married he got engaged 3 months after I taught him. He got engaged and he got married. And they've been happily married for years now. Like, you can learn this and apply it, and it's not that hard. But the black pill stuff, man, and giving up, it hurts. It hurts to see, because it doesn't have to be that way. Learn attachment, learn evolutionary psychology, and then find an actual tribe of quality men that you can connect with. And you won't feel that way anymore, because you'll start building with other people. Don't be alone anymore. Clear all the obstacles out of the way from being that make you feel alone. Or if you don't know how to do that, talk to somebody. That's the other piece. Men, our brains, we're solution machines, and we can only pump out solutions with data we already have. If you don't have the data, you got to talk to another man who has solved the problem, get the data from him, and he'll give you that data and you build a solution. That's how our brains work. Our brains, men's brains, we're like the internet. We're supposed to share solutions. And if you don't, yeah, you're going to get stuck.
What it made me realize thinking about red pill and black pill is I had Nama Cates on, who did a ton of research.
Guys, honestly, I'll have to end the video here. I plan to do this video just on one take, but I see that the video is already 26 minutes and I don't want to make it a 40-minute or a 1-hour video. I'll have to split this video, but I'll just end the video on the thought that personally, I don't like the black pill. You know, I'm not saying that it's not true. I'm not saying I'm questioning, you know, the validity of the black pill. But I think that the black pill is the total opposite of the red pill. Because the black pill is, you know, just give up, you know, you either meet certain, what was the name? Damn it. You either meet a certain set of circumstances or it's impossible. Like, it's impossible. I think it's the opposite of the red pill because the black pill is like, you know, so focused on getting women, while the red pill is more like, I don't give a damn about women, you know, or, you know, not necessarily, but the red pill is, you know, here is what reality is. You can choose to continue dating women or you can choose to just let go. And a lot of people from the red pill are, you know, man, I just don't care. I mean, if a woman pops out and she's nice, okay, but I'm not gonna search for her. Meanwhile, the black pill is really focused on, you know, getting women. You know, red pill is more with the MKTO movement, where, man, if women are what they are today, I don't need no woman. Thank you. I can be alone, and I will be better. But with that being said, guys, thank you for watching. I'll post the next video on the next date. So stick up for that, and thank you for watching. See you next time.